Have you ever wondered what truly defines military dominance in the 21st century? Is it raw firepower, technological superiority, or the ability to adapt faster than any adversary alive? What if a single aircraft could rewrite the very rules of modern warfare, not just by what it carries, but by how it thinks, learns, and evolves? On September 11th, 2025, deep in the California desert, something extraordinary cut through the morning haze. The second B-21 Raider, a machine so advanced that even seasoned analysts struggled to comprehend what they were witnessing. Why are experts calling it the most revolutionary bomber ever built? What's hidden beneath that matte black skin that has defense insiders using words like game-changer, mind-bending, and epoch-defining? And most importantly, what does this mean for the balance of global power, for America's allies, its rivals, and its future? This is not just about steel, engines, and wings. It's about evolution. The moment when engineering genius and digital warfare converge into a single shadow that can strike anywhere, anytime, unseen. Welcome to the dawn of a new era. The age of the B-21 Raider. On that historic morning at Plant 42 in Palmdale, California, a small crowd of aviation enthusiasts waited behind chain-link fences, unaware they were about to witness history. As the hangar doors groaned open, a silent silhouette rolled into the sunlight, sleek, ghostly, and unlike anything the human eye had seen. When the F-16 chase plane joined its wing, a chill rippled through the crowd. This was no taxi test. The air vibrated with a low, almost spectral hum, quieter than expected, yet carrying a weight of restrained power that made onlookers fall silent. One witness later said, "It didn't sound like a bomber, it sounded like the future." And he was right. This wasn't a simple test flight, it was America flexing its technological muscle before a watching world. But the true story of the B-21's second flight isn't about the way it looked, it's about what it means. Because this second Raider isn't just another prototype. It's a flying laboratory built to test the most advanced mission systems ever installed on an aircraft. Systems so classified that even within the Pentagon, access is tightly restricted. The first B-21, codenamed Cerberus, focused on flight characteristics, aerodynamics, performance control systems. The second one, however, is something else entirely. It's where the invisible magic happens. Weapons integration, data fusion, artificial intelligence, and open architecture software that allows this aircraft to transform itself with every mission. Imagine an aircraft that can be reprogrammed overnight. Today it's a stealth bomber. Tomorrow it's the nerve center of a drone swarm. Next week it's an electronic warfare platform jamming enemy radars across an entire continent. All it takes is a software upload. The B-21 doesn't evolve every decade. It evolves every update. That's what makes it different. That's why experts call it revolutionary. The Air Force didn't just build a new bomber, they built a system of systems, a digital organism that adapts faster than the threats it faces. Inside its classified core lies an open architecture system, the military's version of a smartphone, only this one carries nuclear gravity bombs instead of apps. Northrop Grumman engineers designed it so that new weapons, sensors, and capabilities can be installed through modular code rather than hardware overhaul. This means no waiting 10 years for an upgrade cycle. The B-21 can receive new abilities in weeks, even days. Traditional aircraft age as technology advances around them. The B-21, by contrast, was built to age backward as to grow stronger, smarter, more dangerous with time. That's why this program already commands over $10 billion a year, and counting, because whoever masters the speed of software will master the battlefield. But it's not just brains. The B-21 brings brawn in abundance, High-resolution photos from its maiden flight revealed something experts long speculated about: a single, massive weapons bay. Not a flaw, but a feature. That cavernous belly can carry conventional bombs, long-range cruise missiles, or payloads still classified. It can also accommodate next-generation hypersonic weapons, the kind that travel 5 times the speed of sound and strike before radar operators can even react. And when armed with nuclear payloads, it becomes the deadliest piece of deterrence ever to take to the skies. Analysts estimate its internal capacity surpasses any bomber before it, making it the most flexible strategic strike platform on Earth. Yet firepower is only half the equation. What truly terrifies America's rivals is what they can't see. The B-21's stealth profile pushes beyond what the B-2 ever achieved. It doesn't merely avoid radar, it deceives it. Its composite skin absorbs, redirects, and manipulates electromagnetic waves, making detection nearly impossible. Combined with electronic warfare systems that can jam or spoof enemy sensors, the radar can vanish into thin air. Even advanced air defense networks like those developed in Russia and China become blind the moment it enters their airspace. To them, it's a ghost. Silent, invisible, unstoppable. That's not science fiction. That's the future of air dominance. When the second radar landed at Edwards Air Force Base, it joined the most exclusive club in aviation. Only 2 such aircraft exist in flying condition. More valuable than a fleet of supercars, rarer than the GDP of some nations, each one represents billions in technology and decades of research. But rarity isn't the point. Capability is. The B-21's mission systems are redefining what a single aircraft can achieve. It's a bomber, a spy, a hacker, and a commander all in one frame. And every hour it flies, it gathers data that improves every future radar built after it. Let's talk production. Unlike traditional programs where test models differ from production models, the B-21 breaks that rule entirely. Northrop Grumman is building the test aircraft using the exact same tools, processes, and production line as the operational units. That means every lesson learned feeds directly into the next airframe. This seamless pipeline eliminates years of redesign and wasted spending. Analysts estimate 7 to 8 B-21s are already in different stages of construction, with the first operational units expected at Ellsworth Air Force Base by 2026 and full deployment before 2030. Each aircraft costs roughly $700 million. A staggering figure until you remember the B-2 program cost $44 billion for just 21 planes. The B-21 delivers exponentially greater capability for a fraction of the price. Now consider the strategic impact. For decades, the United States relied on just 19 B-2 Spirits to project power worldwide. 19. That's all that stood between deterrence and vulnerability. China, meanwhile, is pouring resources into anti-access and area denial systems designed to keep US forces out of the Pacific. Russia continues modernizing its nuclear arsenal and flexing near NATO borders. 19 bombers simply can't cover a planet. The B-21 changes that math forever. The Air Force plans to field at least 100 raiders, with projections reaching 200. That's a 10-fold increase in long-range strike capability, and each one is exponentially more potent than anything before. One B-21 can do the job of multiple aircraft, and when networked together, they can operate like a digital wolf pack, sharing data, dividing tasks, multiplying power. That's where the real transformation lies: connectivity. The B-21 isn't just a stealth machine, it's a node in a vast web of warfare. Its secure communications allow it to link with satellites, ground forces, naval fleets, and unmanned systems in real time. It can gather intelligence, jam enemy networks, and direct other aircraft simultaneously. Picture a battlefield where every asset, from drones to destroyers, moves in perfect sync because one silent bomber in the sky orchestrates the flow of information. That's not fantasy. That's the architecture the US Air Force is building right now. Behind the scenes, digital engineering plays a starring role. The B-21's digital twin exists as a full-scale computer model that simulates every aspect of flight, stress, and performance. Engineers can test thousands of modifications virtually before applying them to the real aircraft. This slashes development time and cost while boosting reliability. During its first flights, performance actually exceeded computer predictions. Smoother handling, lower radar cross-section, flawless mission system operation. In the words of one Air Force official, it's the first bomber that flew better than it was designed to. That's the power of digital evolution. Funding reflects its priority. The 2026 defense budget allocates over $10 billion to the Raider program, with $4.5 billion dedicated solely to ramping up production. Congress even approved an emergency supplement to accelerate the timeline, a rare show of bipartisan urgency, because lawmakers understand what's at stake. China's missile networks, Russia's nuclear posturing, and global instability demand a force that can strike fast, strike deep, and strike unseen. The B-21 delivers exactly that, but beyond deterrence, there's the economic and moral symbolism. Every bolt and circuit board inside a B-21 supports American industry, from Pratt and Whitney engines to BAE Systems electronics. It's more than a weapon, it's a showcase of industrial might and innovation. Each aircraft sustains thousands of high-tech jobs, fueling local economies while reinforcing national defense. The geopolitical message couldn't be clearer. China may build in quantity, Russia may posture with legacy systems, but the United States builds in quality, systems that leap generations ahead. The B-21 embodies that philosophy. It's designed not merely to meet today's threats, but to anticipate tomorrow's. As new weapons, sensors, and AI algorithms emerge, they'll slot seamlessly into its modular core. Future Raiders will coordinate swarms of unmanned aircraft, acting as airborne command ships directing robotic escorts, each capable of carrying extra weapons or sensors, extending reach and lethality. This human-machine collaboration will multiply effectiveness across entire theaters of operation. The implications stretch far beyond combat. For America's allies, nations like Australia, Japan, and the United Kingdom, the B-21 represents assurance. It reinforces the promise that American long-range strike capability remains the ultimate shield against aggression. For adversaries, it's a warning. Any hostile move can be met with a response they'll never see coming. Deterrence through invisibility. That's the quiet power of the Raider. Still, every technological leap brings new challenges. Dependence on software demands airtight cybersecurity. As more mission capabilities migrate to code, protecting those systems from digital intrusion becomes as vital as protecting the airframe itself. And as production scales, sustaining pilot training, maintenance, and logistics will test even the Air Force's vast resources. Yet these are challenges of execution, not vision. The vision itself, a global force built on adaptability, connectivity, and stealth, remains solid. And the second flight of the B-21 wasn't just another test, it was a statement that American innovation still leads, that the gap between imagination and reality has narrowed to the width of a wing. Standing on that runway in the desert, as the black triangle of the Raider lifted effortlessly into the sky, you could almost feel the weight of history shifting. The world had entered a new phase, one where software updates decide wars and silence in the sky is deadlier than thunder. The Raider doesn't roar, it whispers. It doesn't seek attention, it demands respect. It's not built to show power, it's built to guarantee peace through fear of what it can do. And as these aircraft roll off the production line in the coming years, they'll reshape how the United States projects strength. The future of deterrence isn't in numbers, but in intelligence, in machines that think, adapt, and vanish. So next time you look up at the night sky, remember, somewhere above, invisible and untouchable, a new generation of American power is already flying, ensuring that freedom endures not by chance, but by design. This is the story of the B-21 Raider, a story still being written in code, in steel, and in the quiet hum of engines built for tomorrow. Subscribe for more deep defense analysis.